All right. Welcome to Farmageddon preview presented by Storm the Field, Kansas State, and Tree City Sports, your source for local sports. Cannot wait for this game. This is going to be a lot of fun. I think that our offense is going to play really, really well today. I think they're going to come out motivated. And I think the first time that we see even a little bit of hesitation or lack of effort out of Jace Brown, I think that'll be it for his K State career. And I think it'll be good for us. I think we'll get Trey Spivey involved early and often. And him and Avery, as I said in our last show, their connection together is only going to get stronger as time goes on. Mouse Cat, what are your keys to the game?
Honestly, I'm scared about this secondary. The secondary has to play well if we want to win this game. They do. It's just plain and simple. They have two great wide receivers with a quarterback that can put it on the dot. You got to defend the pass, and then our run defense will follow because it's one of the best in the Big 12. So the secondary has to play well.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as we saw with KU earlier today, if your secondary plays really, really bad, you're going to get torched because that game against Baylor was brutal for them. We were kind of hoping just for K State's sakes that there was still a slim chance if KU had beaten Baylor. But we don't care about that now. Obviously, that's not even a possibility at this point. So we have to look forward to getting the best bowl game that we possibly can and showing that this team can come together after all the adversity that we've faced.
I just want to say Cats by 90.
Go Cats. Silent
Hell yeah.
Bees, thanks for having you on, man.
Yes,
Great to
sir.
have you in one of these.
Yeah, hopefully I'm about to get off. I got some family over, but post game I'm hoping to get on over a loss or win. Hopefully win.
Oh no, we're gonna get a win. Go
Yes, sir.
Cats.
Yes, sir.
Keep Iowa State from that 10 win.
Yep. All right, I'll see you boys.
Take care.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping that our I know that our linebackers are going to play good and they're not going to give up a lot around there, but it's when you get over the top that our secondary becomes a bit of an issue. It it kind of sucks, but we have to play with the pieces that we have right at this moment. If we could possibly get the win tonight and keep Iowa State from achieving their 10th win, I know that that's going to send all of their fans into an absolute frenzy. And that will be the most satisfying part of it all. I wonder I wonder how our offense is going to change compared to the previous games in the season. Last season we saw a lot more spread out, or last game we saw a lot more spread out offense, and it looked a lot better. But we still had that scare where we kind of came out flat in the third quarter. If we can avoid that and just keep the gas on all game, I think that we're going to have a fun time tonight, and we're gonna end up getting the win for sure. I don't see us walking out of Ames with anything but a win. Wildcat Corey, what's going on, bud?
I'm tired.
At least
Wow.
it's not a Big 12 after dark game.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, especially after I can't believe that I'm glad that I watched the end of the Georgia Tech game. I knew how it was going to end when it went to overtime, but it was exciting. It was a thrilling game to watch, but
That
it
was
it
fun,
was
yeah.
not worth staying up.
Yeah, it would have been worth it if Georgia Tech won.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was exciting, but I love Joe Tessitore, but he was all for the dogs in that game.
Yeah.
He brought a little bit too much of his WWE commentating with him there.
What's up,
Oh,
Alex?
what's going on?
Oh, I just got done driving 6 hours, so I'm ready to sit down and watch some football.
Yeah. Yeah, we all are ready for the game. Hopefully, we get to see a win and don't have to worry about listening to the Iowa State fans after
Oh
this.
God, if we give them a 10-win season, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it could be bad. But
I,
I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think we'll be all right tonight.
how much do you guys think Jace Brown plays tonight?
Maybe a couple series until we see the fact that, if we see any bit of lack of effort, I would fully expect the coaching staff just to pull him.
Yeah,
I
I
honestly
imagine
can't
so.
believe he even made the trip.
Honestly, I think the coaching staff like already knew this was happening because he's been playing less and less snaps the last couple weeks.
Well, yeah, exactly. And, you could tell some of his other effort plays throughout the season, not even going after blocks that he
Yeah,
should
I've noticed it.
make.
Like
And
DJ had a couple runs that could have got sprung in like the Cincinnati game and the Arizona State game that like didn't happen because Jace wasn't blocking his man on the outside.
yeah, exactly. Uh, if you're blocking and putting forth the effort that you should be, then you're going to get those reps. But when you're not putting forth the effort, there's no reason for you to even show up.
Yeah. What channel are we on tonight?
Fox.
Fox. Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure who we have as the commentators. I haven't been thrilled enough to look, honestly. We don't
Honestly,
typically get good ones.
I know that KU losing knocked us out of Big 12 title contention, but it was still so funny to see them miss a bowl game after beating Iowa State, BYU, and Colorado back to back to back.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, they at the start of the season, they were talking that they had
They were talking
college
playoffs.
football playoff hopes. And yeah, now they don't even get a bowl game.
Yeah. I would have loved to see them play against Florida in a bowl game, though. That would have been cool. That would have been a good game.
That would have been pretty funny.
What bowl game? If we win tonight, what bowl game do you guys think we go to? Like I would like me selfishly living in Orlando. I would love to see them go to the Pop Tarts Bowl again.
I think for branding wise, I think the Pop Tarts Bowl is the best bowl you can get in if you're not in the playoffs, to be honest with you.
I mean, would you like? Would you rather have the Pop Tart Bowl or like the Alamo Bowl?
Well, that's debatable because the Alamo Bowl, I've got a brother who lives in Texas, so I
Oh, okay.
might be able to go to that. But I mean, like I
Like,
said, how much fun the Pop Tarts Bowl was last year,
oh
I
yeah.
kind of want to see that again.
Did you go to the Pop Tarts Bowl last year?
No, no,
Man,
I
it
didn't.
was awesome. Now the thing about it is the stadiums, like in the Camping World Stadium, is kind of in the ghetto. Um, like it's next to downtown Orlando, but like you want to take the free shuttle over to the stadium because the neighborhoods between downtown and Camping World Stadium are really sketchy.
Kind of like going to Wrigley Field.
Yeah, yeah,
Been there a few times, and yeah, the area around it's a nice stadium, and the stuff right there is super nice. But you go a few blocks away, and you're in no man's land.
yeah, yeah. It's but the Pop Tarts Bowl was a lot of fun. I went to it last year with my dad and brother. My dad and brother stayed with me for a couple days, and then they got a hotel in downtown for a day in Orlando, and we had a blast.
Man, that would have been a lot of fun because
I
I
do you think
just the whole atmosphere would have been great to see.
yeah there weren't like a ton of people at the stadium, but there was still quite a few. Like we didn't quite fill the stadium, but there was a good crowd from both teams.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about the games down in Texas is especially that close, we get a lot of fans that travel down there.
Well, isn't like Dallas one of the biggest cities for K-State alumni too?
Yeah. Yeah, it
So,
is.
yeah, I would just think we'd be less likely to go, like, because do you think the Pop Tarts Bowl would want us 2 years in a row?
Well, that's the thing. I I don't know if they think that there's a chance that we win it again. I don't know
Yeah,
because although it was great for them the way that all because K State Twitter is one of the strongest. You know, of course, Big 12 Twitter is the absolute strongest in the nation.
yeah,
But the way we all played off of that was just great for them branding
yeah,
wise. We
yeah,
really blew that bowl up into something way bigger than what it should have been.
yeah. They also did a very good job marketing it as well
Yes, they
with
did.
the edible Pop Tart and all of that. Like the Pop Tart show at the beginning of the game, which was fucking freaking awesome.
But yeah, no, I thought that was absolutely perfectly done. Him going down into the toaster after the
Yeah.
game, and and what if we really are destined to be the only team to ever taste an edible mascot?
That
What
would
if
be
Pop
great.
Tart just somehow closes down?
I would like to make the playoffs at some point though. Maybe not forever Pop Tarts Bowl.
Yeah. No, I just mean, for the first 2 years that
Yeah.
this in existence.
Yeah. Cause isn't the Alamo Bowl like an old Pac-12 tie-in? So like
Y-
what?
Yeah, I'm not sure who we would play in that situation.
Because I know the Pop Tarts Bowl is an ACT tie-in,
Yeah.
so it'd likely be Clemson.
Ooh, that would be a lot of fun though, because
Yeah.
their fans were so much fun when they thought that they were coming to the Big 12.
Yeah. They were. I wouldn't mind. So if we went to the Alamo Bowl, it'd probably be like a team from the Big Ten, I'd imagine. So like, maybe whoever, Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana are probably all going to make the playoffs. So who's the fifth team in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I'm not sure, who else is bowl eligible for them?
I don't know. Any of the Big Ten. You know, have we talked about the possibility that Indiana misses the playoffs if they get boat raced by Oregon in the Big Ten championship?
And that's a possibility too, because the
Imagine
committee
Ohio
could just
State
think,
losing
oh,
and
they're not
keeping.
good.
Yeah, imagine Ohio State losing and letting Indiana into the conference championship screws them in the end. All that talk the SEC team said about making the conference championship was bad. Indiana might actually get the shit end of the stick on that one.
Yeah. Well, and like we saw with Florida State last year, they were undefeated and because their quarterback got hurt.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to factor into the ratings. Well, then explain that.
Well, they did not look. Unfortunately for them, their backup got injured too, and their third string quarterback looked like absolute shit. Like their third string sorry, I'm a potty mouth.
We all are at heart. It's all right.
Um, he was dragging the whole team down. So, that's what ended up like the committee knew they would get destroyed by whoever they played.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, but it just seemed really, really unfair to their fan base that could have at least seen them play in a playoff game.
And I hate to see something like that happen in Indiana because they don't get to see much football success, and their fans deserve to see some success like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if
I
KU was to suddenly become decent, we would want them to do good in the playoffs.
I don't know about that, but
Well, okay, I'm a K-State guy, but I love the Big 12 enough that I would rather shut up SEC and Big 10 teams,
Yeah,
especially if
that's
one of our
fair.
worst historical teams goes in and kicks some ass.
But like I said, I'd rather see Indiana in the playoffs than Ole Miss or uh who was another 3-loss big SEC team. Ole Miss. That's the only one that's coming off. Like
Alabama.
Alabama. If Texas A&M loses today, like they have what 3 losses.
Yeah.
My friend, I was talking to my friend who lives in College Station, and he was like, yeah, I'm on my way to like Sephora to get my sister a Christmas present. He's like, what? Why is there all this traffic? I'm like, dude, the UT
You have
A&M game
no
was today.
idea.
He had no idea the game was today. He's like, oh man.
To be fair, it does feel like more like a Sunday than it does a
It does because there's
Saturday.
been football on all weekend.
I know. And it started with NFL games.
Yeah, that Chiefs game yesterday was something. Classic Chiefs. Uh, classic Chiefs. You know, just messing around until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just, I think they're saving all their best stuff for the playoffs. If I'm being completely honest, they're just coasting right now.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. You know that they don't want to give anything up too much for the before the playoffs,
I
give
mean,
it all
especially now
then.
that they're clinched, they're still gonna play hard. They're still gonna try and win to secure the number 1 seed. But other than that, they're not unless it's a big game. They're gonna hold everything tight to the chest.
Well, yeah, exactly. And, like we've seen all year, they're going to play to the opponents that they're
Yep.
facing. They're not going to just blow somebody out.
Nope. That's just how the Chiefs win, man. I mean, everybody's saying there's no chance at a three-peat, but they forget how easily they forget the Chiefs were like 9-6 at one point last year.
Yeah, and when they get into the playoffs, they're a whole different team.
Oh, absolutely. I swear to you, Andy Reid holds everything, holds all his best stuff for the playoffs because he knows that the team can get there. He just you know, I just don't
Yeah,
think he does much
exactly.
during the regular season.
Well, and that's kind of smart, but I mean, as fans, we get really tired of
Of watching
beating,
them, you know, be terrible. Well, not
yeah, and
terrible, but
have
like,
to go down in the last minute and a half of the game to win
yeah,
every week.
yeah, that does get pretty tiring. Too many heart attacks.
Yes, way too many.
All right.
Oh, well, it's about game time,
Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
I'm good. I'm ready to watch some football.
Yep, let's get it. Go
All
Cats.
right. See y'all. Go Cats.
Y'all take care now.
You too.
Man, what's going on, guys? Back here at halftime, I don't even know where to begin. Just simply, K-State shot themselves in the foot repeatedly. Like, that is absolutely unacceptable. The way we started this game was horrible. We should not have even, had to see the two turnovers that we had. But we're not dwelling on that because we do still have a very, very good chance that we could come back and win if we can keep it together. Because let's be honest, our defense has done a fairly good job of containing them and keeping them from the big, big plays. Yes, they broke out a couple of runs that give us PTSD. The flashbacks come in heavy in those moments. However, our secondary, for the most part, has actually played pretty well. And we got to be happy with that kind of effort. The one thing that has been absolutely surprising to me is the fact that Jace Brown is absolutely balling out. Seeing him do what he's doing tonight is exactly what we want to see. We were really skeptical going into this game about, whether or not we wanted him to play just because we didn't know how focused he was going to be and how motivated he was going to be to play for this team. But he has come out and been the brightest spot of the whole game. I mean, everything that's going on, we should not be down 10. We absolutely should not be down 10. But we are, and that's the position that we're in. We just need to keep fighting, keep calling back, and, you know, finish this game strong. It's about all you can say. I mean, they've looked all right, and it's just the fact that if you don't have those two turnovers, they don't have those extra 14 points, and we're winning this game. The other problem is the fact that we have dropped three passes on defense that absolutely should have been picks. And realistically, they could have all three gone for pick sixes. We love the effort that we're seeing from our defense, but we gotta capitalize on those moments. When we have an opportunity to get the interception, come down with the ball and take it back to the house. Let's flip this momentum in the second half and really lock in. We cannot let Iowa State win this game. Not the way that we played last year. We have to avenge ourselves after that performance a year ago. I'm just really hoping that we can, you know, figure more things out as the game goes on without giving up our entire game plan. They they're like I said before, they're doing some things all right. It's just the little things and the costly turnovers that are the biggest issues. Uh it's just it's difficult sometimes for K-State fans. I mean, we see some of the things that's going on, and some of the play calling is very questionable, but it's not the worst thing that we could possibly see. I mean, that there have been a couple of plays that are extremely questionable because, you know, what was it, a fourth down or a third down run when Avery rolls out of the pocket and ends up running backwards 10 yards before he gets sacked. I mean, that's not a good deal. We got to clean this stuff up. Mousecat, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, just limit turnovers. Turnovers have killed us. We literally have. It was like 7 minutes left in the second quarter, and we had double the yards, but we were down by three. That's crazy, first of all. Second of all, just limit the turnovers, take care of the ball, and get the running game going somehow. Make adjustments at halftime. Get the running game going. Get DJ Giddens going. We don't win if DJ Giddens does not keep running, or we just stop throwing to Jace Brown. So that's pretty much my thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those deals that when we get running the ball and DJ gets momentum going forward, they can't stop him. We need to keep feeding him and keep feeding Dylan Edwards the ball.
Absolutely. I mean, when we have tried, it's just like a 3 yard pile to the spot, and it's like, damn, can we not like get him some stretch plays or anything that it's not a 2nd and 15? Like the one stretch play I saw was that 2nd and 15 where it was schemed really, really badly to where one guy was not blocked, and it was just really, really bad overall. But I mean, just get DJ Giddens going however you need to, whether it be just short passes in the passing game, get him a couple wheel routes, get Avery some easy throws. Just take care of the ball. Take care of the ball. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, exactly. We got to just eliminate the little things, the little mistakes, the little paper cuts are what lead to you bleeding out in the end.
Yeah. Multiple little paper cuts will get you for sure. But let's go to another topic. Jace Brown. What a half, dude. Holy shit.
Oh, I know. And, when we were talking before, it's like, do we really want him suited up and playing in this game?
Mm-mm.
But yes, we really, really do. We need him in this
Deep
game.
down, I really knew we would put him back out there, and I knew he would go off. I mean, if it truly is his last game, he wants to go out with a bang, obviously.
Yeah,
So I
he
mean,
needs more highlights for his transfer tape.
yeah, he needs more tape to send Mr. Napier or what's Florida State's coach?
Uh, oh, shoot. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, I'm drawing a stupid blank right now.
Yeah, I just forgot about them because they're irrelevant as hell right now.
Well, Gus Malzahn from UCF is now their coordinator.
Yeah, I guess Gus Malzahn. I forgot about that. I saw that this morning. I was like,
Now,
there's
now,
no
what is
way.
up with that?
Oh my
To go
God.
now, I get it that maybe he didn't want the pressure of being the head guy anymore,
Mm-hmm.
but to go to Florida State.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I don't know. That was kind of weird in my opinion.
Yes, no, it absolutely was. But I mean, we're going to see a lot of coaching changes in the offseason. I really believe that.
Oh, I agree. I mean, this NIL cycle is going to be freaking nuts. Like I've talked about this with Stu multiple times. It's probably going to be the last regulated NIL off seasons in the history of it. It's going to be regulated because of all the rules that are going to be broken and all that stuff that's going to be happening. So it's going to be a crazy off season for everybody, not just for the Cats. So everyone be prepared.
Well, yeah, exactly. And when you're looking at or when you're thinking about the players that we have committed so far, and then you think about Lincoln Cure making that trip to Oregon today,
Yeah,
it's just one of those deals. If we know we're going to pay someone that kind of money, we want to have the security of knowing they're not visiting other places.
exactly.
But as we've talked about before, it's one of those deals you can't really, as someone who loves football, you can't really pass up an opportunity to go see a game standing on their sideline.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't really blame them there. It's kind of like, but then again, Washington is ass. They're so bad. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of
Yeah. What time is that game?
I think it's later. I think it's at like nine
Yeah, I
something.
thought it was a later game, but I wasn't
I think it's at
sure.
like nine something. Oh wait, no, they started the second half. Oregon's up 24 or 28 to 14.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't even
boy, wouldn't that
realize.
have been just fitting for him to get to witness them just get smacked by a really
God,
bad team.
that would have been great. And then he's like, oh,
Oh.
look at Kansas State over there. They had a gritty win against a good team. Well, I'll pick them. But no,
Yeah.
they're gonna win. They're gonna go undefeated in the regular season, and Lincoln's gonna flip this week and it's not going to be fun, and we will get nobody because nothing else has been confirmed yet. So I can't really say anything. But uh, so hopefully,
Yeah, no, we still have the slightest bit of hope. We just know that the amount that they're prepared to offer him, from everything I've heard, man, it's going to be really tough to for us to compete with that.
yeah. I mean, just the NIL in general, and then like the opportunity. Obviously, you have a better opportunity in that program to win a national championship. And if that's what he's looking for, then go on ahead and get your no playing time your freshman year because it is what it is. I mean, even though they're going to be paying him that much money, they're probably not going to be putting him a true freshman on the field that much. So,
Well, yeah, and if you look at Oregon's, play scheme historically, especially recently, they're not typically a great tight end school.
exactly.
They don't scheme their tight ends into their game the way that we do. And we
Yeah.
do a really, really good job of getting our tight ends involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Oregon damn near runs the West Coast to a T. Like they barely run the ball. They barely give it to their big boys. They just like lining it up on the outside and putting like four wide receivers out there and just do all these schemes with wide receivers and mainly not tight ends. So I don't know what he's thinking. If he wants playing time, you go to Kansas State because you probably will be in the main rotation.
Right off the beginning.
Oh, right off the bat, he's probably going to be number 2 in the depth chart.
Well, and Oregon also just had a commit from a 5-star tight end for the next year's class, 2026.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean,
So,
yeah, like they're already looking for other options. So that kind of gives me some optimism, but I'm not going to hold out any hope and say, "Oh, he's 100% going to stay with us," because in reality, that might not happen, and I'm not going to put myself in that position. So I suggest that
yeah, exactly.
everybody
Prepare yourself for failure because then you're never truly disappointed.
exactly. I agree.
So, and we've seen this several times over the years where we have someone who could be really, really huge and they talk like they're coming here and then they flip at the last minute.
It's the same
So
old
it's
song and
nothing
dance,
new.
man. But
Just wish that it would work out for us this time.
yeah, no kidding. That would be amazing. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it could always be worse, I guess. We're getting to see a game from Jace Brown, so we should at least be thankful for that.
For sure. I'm really gonna miss him if he does enter the transfer portal, if reports are true. So
Yeah. Well, I really wish that the rest of the team was playing with his kind of intensity.
yeah, no kidding.
And we thought he'd be the least motivated out of everyone.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna bench him, but I mean,
Hey, I'm good for him to prove us wrong.
yeah, no kidding. I love it so far, but I mean, the whole team's got to be that way. It can't just be one guy. But all right, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna hop off here. I'll talk to y'all after the game, probably.
Yep, it's about time for the second half.
All
So
right.
go Cats. Y'all enjoy the game.
Have a better second half. Let's go, boys. Go Cats.
Yep. Go Cats.
Oh, welcome to the Farmageddon reaction from Storm the Field, Kansas State, presented by Tree City Sports, your source for local sports. This game, I'm gonna break my own rule. This game was nothing but fact. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. Iowa State literally gave us every opportunity that we could ever ask for to win this damn game, and we did not go out and execute in any way, shape, or form. That is the most frustrating part of it. Yes, the officiating was absolutely horrendous, horrible. But that's not the most important part. Yes, the referees cost us a lot in big moments, especially that non-call on what should have been a roughing the passer. That was absolute dog shit. I mean, oh, I mean, I don't know what else to say. This is just the officiating was terrible, yes, but Iowa State gave us every single opportunity you could ever have asked for in this game, and we did not show up in those moments. What in the world? I don't understand the play calling in a lot of these situations. Why are we still doing the same thing that's not working? They know we're throwing the ball in those situations, but we didn't even make an attempt to get a first down. Like, that was just the most ridiculous thing in the world. Honestly, the fact that our very first play of the game was a fumble that should have been called a forward pass, and even the commentators noted that it should have been a forward pass. That was pretty indicative of how this game was going to go. I mean, it was so brutal. There is no reason that we should have lost that game. Absolutely none whatsoever. Oh, this is this is one of the worst losses of the season, and it's not. Uh, Congratulations to Iowa State on getting their first 10-win season in their history, but oh man. Like I said, I just don't know what else to say. This is just getting absolutely ridiculous at this point because in every opportunity we had, we failed to execute. And that's the bottom line. We just failed to execute when we had the potential to score. I mean, Jeremy, how's the BYU game going?
Do what, not true?
How's the BYU game going? Because I haven't even checked that.
It's a 10-7 Houston, uh, but looks like I just now switched over BYU's. Oh, all right, that BYU just scored a touchdown, so 13-10 right now. BYU.
Yeah. Wow. Well, they secured Iowa State to go to the Big 12 championship, I think.
Yep, I don't. So what? I did see where it said that BYU also needed, what was it? This and a BYU win. So if BYU loses, does that mean
That,
Colorado?
yeah.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
They
don't
just
want that.
scored. It's going to be 10-14 BYU.
Yeah. How much time's left?
8 minutes in the second quarter.
Oh, okay. So we still got full half. So,
Yeah. Well, I think that BYU should pull this out. But man, I tell you what, Houston's been tricky this year, man.
yeah, that game against us there's no reason we should have lost that game. But we deserved to lose that game with how we played.
Well, you give away 2 games, so yeah.
I could definitely see, as long as Willie Fritz is there at Houston, they're going to be a problem every year. I mean, I don't know how many 8, 9, 10 win seasons they'll have, but they'll always play spoiler to somebody every year.
Yeah, I mean, and look at what KU did, 3 weeks in a row, knocking off three top 25 teams.
And then come out and lose to Baylor today.
Yeah,
Get smoked by Baylor.
yeah. It was tonight's game was just absolutely bad. And Avery Johnson running backwards into your own end zone was very, very questionable. He made a lot of very questionable decisions, and he really, really showed his youth. I think that he's going to have a lot of growing to do during the off season, and I think that he will go ahead and progress even more, and we're going to see a lot fewer of those mistakes moving forward. But this game hurts really, really bad.
Well, you gave him pretty much 16 points.
Well, I know, and the fact that we consistently shot ourselves in the foot over and over and over again.
So, what were you thinking about the first play? Was that an incomplete pass?
I think it was because it did move forward, and even the commentators and
It
uh,
was at least a half yard.
yeah, but even half a yard, quarter of a yard, it's still I don't know. It's one of those deals that we could tell that we were going to be in for a long night from the very beginning.
Well, to me, it reminded me of what was it, the Tulane game, where it's pretty much the exact same thing. DJ Giddens on a wheel route, but that one was overturned.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And this one, just the momentum shift. And there was a lot, and it wasn't just for us that they missed a lot of calls because the officiating missed a lot of calls, period. They just weren't calling a damn thing, to be honest with you. But then they call a pass interference on us and a situation where the receiver's holding on to him.
So I thought that was a makeup call because it's probably pass interference on the play before that on K State. But on that play, it probably wasn't on K State.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I mean, but how do you miss that roughing the passer call that's right in front of your face?
I was saying if that was in the NFL, it would have definitely been called because they're strict on that in the NFL.
But yeah, and the way he forcibly drove him into the ground and landed on top of him. That's that's textbook roughing the passer.
Yeah, just a rough game. I don't know what to say. Just I felt like we gave it away and just wasn't fun at all.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. And it wasn't fun from the very beginning. And that's just what hurt most. Did anybody ever find out why DJ got taken out?
I mean, I feel like he's got to be hurt or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, it has to be because, I mean, he's a tank. He'll run through a brick wall.
But yeah, just play calling situationally at the goal line and everything just wasn't good again.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that, we stopped them in their, within their own 10-yard line on fourth down. And then the missed field goal at the very end that gave us the chance, and we didn't even get one first down out of that. I don't know where to go from here, and I don't know where this leads us in terms of bowl games, honestly. I mean, man. We're not going to get a good one, that's for sure. I don't think that we get Pop Tarts Bowl.
Nah, if it's the Liberty Bowl again, I'm not going to go because I've already been. Plus, their stadium sucks ass, so I'm not going to go.
Yeah, I've got family in Memphis, so like that might be a reason that we could possibly go. But after this, I need a lot more reassurance. And if Jace is fully committed to leaving, he's not playing in a bowl game.
No. Yeah, I think Memphis, it's not as bad as people say. I mean, it's not bad. I had fun there.
Oh, I
I
have,
guess the
I
Alamo Bowl would probably. I guess you guys could probably get in the Alamo Bowl,
yeah, San Antonio. We've been there before too.
which and now the Big 12 has the Holiday Bowl too. Now, don't they? That we got it back, the Holiday Bowl.
I'm not
So
sure.
because I didn't
yeah,
know because
that's
with
the
it being a
thing.
Pac-12, with that being a Pac-12 bowl game, I wonder if the Big 12 got that or not.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just don't know how bowl games work anymore with conference realignment.
Yeah, no, that was it's all too confusing with that. And, oh man, I'm gonna have to listen to it from Ollie now.
Plus, with the playoffs, all the New Year's Six bowls are all different and everything. They're playoff games. I don't know how anything works anymore.
The whole thing is so screwed up, man. I was looking at it earlier, and there's a legitimate chance that next week the Big 10, the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC, and the American can all four have newcomers as conference champions because the Big Ten would have Oregon, assuming that all these teams win next week. Big Ten would have Oregon, Big 12 would have Arizona State, SEC would have Texas, ACC would have SMU, and the American would have Army. That's wild to me.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. That's not, I don't know. It's just, it's disappointing in the way that we played, but it's not just us. It's literally everyone in college football this year.
It just kind of felt like Iowa State was just, motivated all year round. They just feel like they were just a. I think that 10-win thing was such a big deal to them, and I think going into this game, that was the big motivator. And plus, I mean, knowing they have a chance for the Big 12 championship next week.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's the problem is, especially with this game, is the fact that they gave us every single opportunity you could ever ask for, and we shit the bed every single time.
You guys need Mike Gundy as your offensive coordinators. What you guys need that'll fix you guys up.
Well, I don't know, man. I really wish we could bring back Colin Klein, but he ain't coming back unless he's the head coach. So
Yeah, what do you guys think's gonna happen with Oklahoma State?
Changes will be happening. That's for damn sure. I mean, I think right now it's too early to tell. Oklahoma State's always been kind of a little bit slow to react on some of these kind of things, but I think, yeah, well, it's happened a couple times today. A couple cryptic tweets have come out from media members, like one of them being former Oklahoma City news anchor Carson Cunningham, who's extremely tied in with the university. He does an OSU podcast. He said that the next 24 to 48 hours are going to be huge, and there's a lot of people wondering with Gundy, with him putting his house on the market, and some of the things that's kind of been whispered around whether or not he's either going to quit or maybe take another job, because with him putting his house on the market, it was weird timing. So I kind of wonder if he'll do the Gus Malzahn and maybe not, go be a head coach somewhere, but I could definitely see him going somewhere like Florida or somewhere like that and be an offensive coordinator. I could definitely see that happening. But I could also see him sticking around and him just wiping out the whole coaching staff and starting over. It's going to be a complete rebuild, is what it's going to be. I mean, we've already had our first player announced they're going in the portal today, which wasn't a major loss. I mean, he was a good receiver, but he was definitely, he didn't contribute near as much as he thought. But really, I don't think anybody's going to have any idea until probably tomorrow at noon or sometime on Monday, because that's just the way Oklahoma State runs. But something big got to happen, though.
Yeah, I just think it's weird with all the stuff Gundy said during the season.
He was on a
I
warpath
mean,
to get in trouble. Yeah.
just as an outsider, I think it'd be weird to bring him back, but I don't know. Maybe he fits there still.
Well, and I don't want to take too much, this bet Oklahoma State, kind of get back to Kansas State. But yeah, it's definitely disheartening the way things went down. It's disheartening the way this team was managed. But I ultimately think that Gundy, I think Gundy really does not like this new era of college football. He don't like the NIL. He don't like the portal. And it's one of the things that's kind of weird. It's like he's punishing the university for it, though. You know what I mean? Like he's punishing the fans. He's punishing the players because he's just. And a buddy of mine, and granted, he's an OU fan. Me and him were texting back and forth. He said, "I have never seen a person not give a crap about a team the way Mike Gundy does," and it's everybody sees that. I mean, he's completely checked out. So, I think in all reality, his timer is clicking. I mean, he's pushing 60, and I a lot of people have said that he's made comments that he doesn't want to coach past 60 or 65. My thing is if it's 60 and you don't like the way things are going, what's the difference between 57 and 60? Just go ahead and leave. If you're that unhappy, just leave, because ultimately we're fixing to become the next Kansas of the conference. I mean, what's fixing, and when I'm talking about Kansas, I'm talking about the Kansas of old. We're going to be the doormat. We're the Baylor of old, like way back. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the one thing that I will say about Gundy is, and we've discussed this before, that it's just like he's just given up. Like he doesn't care if he gets fired at this point.
It's the whole like, I got freedom of speech. I can say what I want. Yeah, well, there's freedom of speech, but that doesn't make it freedom of consequence. I mean, you lose recruits left and right, and you piss off your NIL collective, you piss off your fan base. I mean, at what cost? You keep saying this stuff. It's like I kind of got some flack from a lot of people because I thought when he made the comment at media days that he's drank and drove, 1,000 times. I said, that's embarrassing. And everybody's like, well, he's being honest. Like, we've all drank and then drove. I'm like, I get that, but you don't
You
say
don't
that.
say that out loud.
Yeah, it's like, we know that. Yeah. And I did think it was hypocritical for a lot of people to be like, oh, yeah, what an idiot. Why? Who would ever admit that? I'm like, oh, come on now.
Yeah, like for
You've all
real.
done it. But you can also say that's a stupid thing to say. He did not need to say that. And then, but I didn't find that near as offensive as calling the fans poor. I mean, that to
Yeah.
me was just the stupidest thing that could ever possibly be said, especially in the age of NIL. When we're directly the ones who can, get this school to the next level. You're kind of giving the keys to the fans in a lot of ways. So. And, he's the highest paid employee in the state of Oklahoma. So, I mean, we're paying for him, to have this luxurious life. So maybe pipe down about calling your fans poor, especially the ones that are driving from, Colorado and Tennessee and South Texas to come up here every single weekend to watch your team play and give a shitty performance. But yeah, he just doesn't think. That's why you guys at Kansas State, man, I would be so thankful to have someone like Kleiman, because Kleiman never gets y'all in trouble. He's always straight. He's a straight laced dude. And I've always felt that way about Kansas State. Like, it just feels like that whole athletic program has like a professionalism to them. Going back to Bill Schneider. I remember Frank Martin, or was it Frank Martin, the old basketball coach? He would say some goofy stuff every now and then, but it seems like you guys have a pretty squared away athletic department. Oklahoma State, man, it we've got no direction at the top, so it's the wild, wild west out here.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. I mean, just and Zach saw this earlier. We were discussing something, and one of the guys sent a really fancy. Oh, we were talking about having our own personal bartender, and one of the guys sent a really fancy drink mixer, and I said I can't. I'm like an Oklahoma State fan. I can't afford that.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a black eye to the state. Even if you're not an Oklahoma State fan, if you live in the state of Oklahoma, what do you think the people that live elsewhere think about Oklahoma? Like, seriously, there's people that I've got a friend that's from Massachusetts, and he seriously moved here in 2008, and his family told him, and being dead serious, they thought their people still lived in teepees in the state, and so there's still dirt roads everywhere, and people are still in covered wagons, and so when Gundy says crap like that, it kind of just even more shadows that, oh, well, who would ever want to go to Oklahoma? And that just ruins recruiting. That ruins your morale. So, I mean, man, act professional. That's
Yeah.
like I said, man. You guys have always seemed like you've had a pretty professional group, and then you look at the other side of the state. You look at Mangino and how Mangino was always making stupid comments. And then they brought in Les Miles, who's always been an HR nightmare. So
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be it's just one of those deals that a lot of our coaches have said a lot of stupid things over the years, but I don't know. We'll just have to see where it goes from now.
okay, so I got a question for you, and this is a Kansas State related question, but it also ties back in with Oklahoma State too. What is the heat between Kansas State fans and Sean Schneider?
It's basically the fact that he is a traitor and he went to KU.
Oh, I
Oh,
can
I
answer
didn't.
this.
Yes, please, Zach.
He's pretty much a Nepo child where Bill Snyder wanted to hand him the job pretty much. And then for a second time around where he didn't get it, he was all pissed off and Bill Snyder was mad. He went to KU, he's at Oklahoma State. He's just, his dad was trying to hand him the job of head coach where all he's been is a special teams coordinator his entire life, and he probably
Yeah, and
doesn't
now,
deserve that position.
he comes to Oklahoma State and he tanked our freaking special teams. Absolutely just ruined it. Which Logan Ward, our kicker, was really good last year. Now he sucks, and
I mean, he can be
yeah.
a fine special teams coordinator, but who knows if it was just him or if it was his dad at the top too helping him out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you have legendary Bill looking over your shoulder, that's definitely something to look into. I mean,
But it's hard to give somebody a head coaching job when they've had no experience except special teams.
exactly. And it's not like a family business where you can just hand the keys down to your son. That's a decision that's made by the university. And the university made the absolute right decision to turn that down.
Well, did it change? Did it taint some of the fans' opinion of Bill also?
Not really, because I think it was just we thought he was just trying to do what he thought was good for his
Right.
son, but we knew it wasn't a good option.
Right. Yeah.
So I think most of the fans still love Bill Snyder, but then there's a subset that are kind of against him because of the whole Sean Snyder thing. Plus, on Twitter, his the Bill Snyder account tweets weird things, and there's a lot of people that think that Sean's running his Twitter account.
That would be
Sounds like
interesting. I mean, I could definitely see that.
So, talk to a lot of the people we talk to, and they're blocked by Bill Snyder because of things they said about Sean. And it's kind of, I mean, it's a little bit obvious that Sean has some part of an account, unless Bill is just against anything that anybody says about his son.
Yeah, you never know about that. I mean, but honestly, at Bill's age, do you really think he's on Twitter?
No, I don't think he's running it. It's definitely like a media person.
It's somebody else. It has to be.
If it's not Sean, it's some media person that's just trying to protect their image.
Yeah.
dude, I mean, Bill Snyder's older than my grandparents, and like, I can guarantee you they would never be on Twitter. I just can't see an old man like that being too active. Okay, so I looked up the Big 12 Bowl tie ins for this year. So the Big 12 tie ins is the Alamo Bowl, Pop Tarts Bowl, the Texas Bowl. That probably might be where you guys land because you guys are kind of in the same kind of picture we were in last year. That's where we landed.
Yeah.
And then there's a Liberty Bowl, Guaranteed Rate Bowl, which we played in that 2 years ago. And then there's the Independence Bowl, which, yeah, that I think the Independence Bowl that will be more like Baylor or someone like that will probably get that. I could see that being the case. But I think the Texas Bowl or the Guaranteed Rate Bowl would probably be where you guys end up at. If you get the Texas Bowl, that's against an SEC school. If you get the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, you go up against a Big Ten school.
All right, I got a question, Tree City.
What's that?
So for the bowl game, would you want to see Connor Riley step down and then have Brian LePeck call the
Yes,
plays?
100%. Without, like, you don't even have to finish that question.
So we've done that a few times with Colin Klein calling the plays during the bowl game, and then Connor Riley last year, obviously. Would you want to see that third time as an audition of some sorts?
Yes, absolutely. I want to see give him the keys fully and what do we have to lose, honestly?
I mean, I don't know if he's ready for the job, but they say he's really smart. Like, apparently he's a lawyer or something. He has a law degree. I mean, he's one of the smartest people on the coaching staff, is what they say.
Well, I mean, just anything's got to be better than what we saw tonight because the play calling was pretty much horrendous. And there were a few plays that were just not executed that were great called plays, but I mean, but a lot of them were questionable.
Yeah, I think a lot of it still comes down to wide receivers. I mean, we haven't had a good wide receivers coach in years. I don't know if Chris Middleton stays another year or not, too. Maybe that's one we get rid of, too.
I honestly really think that we may just need I I don't know, I'm on the fence because it's like if you overhaul the entire coaching staff offensively, is it less beneficial because you lose more ground than what you gain as opposed to replacing two this year and two next year and stuff like that? I don't know. It's hard to decide what they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. Plus, Avery doesn't look like Avery at all.
Well, no, he's lost his mojo. Like he literally has lost his uh his confidence completely. There's no reason for him to be second guessing himself out there. And when he's confident, he makes really great plays. But when he's not, he ends up running into the end zone and throwing in intentional grounding.
Yeah, I just wish we had Texas Tech Avery from last year.
Oh, I know. Just run the damn ball. That's all we ask. That's all we've asked all year long.
Because we had that one play where he was kind of running it and he slid down early. But I feel like he could have gone for the first down. And even if he had gotten hit, it would have been out of bounds and would have been on Iowa State with a penalty, anyways.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He's just too timid. He'll go down early, like 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, and there was that one first down or the one run that he could have run for a first down on third down. Just push yourself a little bit harder and make that first down.
Or he'll just go straight into tackles, where before I feel like he's making a move in the field. He just doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. When he's out in the open field, he can make great moves, but when he's got a few defenders in front of him and blockers, he just like gets flustered.
So yeah,
I don't
I'd
know.
like to see a few wide receiver transfers at least, and then
I would too. I would like to see at least Deson Brame look our way, considering the fact he's from Kansas, he's from Derby. But I just don't know especially after this performance where Jace Brown pulled out. It's just who's gonna really want to look here?
I feel like they have a lot of confidence in the young guys, but we never see them anyways.
Yeah, and that one miscommunication with Trey Spivey where Trey made the right decision and Avery didn't make the right read
It's
and
because
threw
they
it
don't
over
play
his
together.
head.
I mean, they're never on the field at the same time.
Oh, I know. And that's one of the things that their chemistry is going to get a lot better as time goes on, but
So yeah,
we needed
they're
that
both
tonight.
redshirt freshmen, or I guess Trace Spivey be a redshirt freshman. But at the same time, they can't get on the same page because they don't play together.
Yeah, exactly. And with the connection that Avery and Jace Brown have together where they've been roommates for, their whole time there, they could have a great relationship, but you know, I just don't know what went on that caused Jace to decide to transfer. Honestly,
I
it
think
just
it's
seemed
just
like,
the offensive system.
oh, I definitely agree because if we scheme for anyone in the pass game, it's tight ends, 100%.
But at the same time, I don't feel like he's number one. I always said going into the year, I want Keegan to be number one. If that's what they're hyping him up to be, I'd rather have Jace be the number two because that's what he is.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I think that running Keegan Johnson as number one would be the right decision, but I think Jace got a little bit too much of the ego involved and, doesn't want to take the number two spot.
Yeah, it'd be weird if Keegan came back, to be honest. But I just don't know. I don't know if he's ever been healthy or not.
Yeah. And if Jace transfers, maybe he does see it as an opportunity to stay one more year. I don't know. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about during this is the incident leading up to DJ Giddens not playing in the remainder of the game because it seemed really, really odd. You know, he wasn't hurt or anything. That's not why it happened. I mean, the coaches took his helmet and wouldn't let him back in the game. And It's not a good look, and I wonder if possibly maybe he's going to go to the draft after this because he's proved himself. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't say anything because that's just not his personality. He just sticks to himself. So I don't know what he would
Well,
do on the sideline to piss anyone off.
well, yeah, exactly, and apparently he was getting into it with Avery. That's which I understand the frustrations of the night, but you know that's a bad deal when our best back is starting fights with our quarterback and or who knows who started it, what happened, but
It pretty much all started on that first play because you saw the blockers out there, and you think, well, we could be up 7-0 if that pitch goes right.
yeah, exactly. Or if they just call it a forward pass and we move on to the next play.
Just a weird game. I didn't feel confident going into it, and I feel like we just gave them the game. And I mean, Iowa State, they looked better most of the time, but then statistical wise, we were still up double the yards at halftime.
Well, yeah, I know, and that's what's bad is that we played better all game long, and or at least for 3/4 of the game, and then just blew it. I don't know. I don't understand the some of the play calling, especially, but it was just I don't know. It was just disappointing. And the fact that, like I said, every single chance that we could have asked for, Iowa State gave us an opportunity, and we did not take advantage of it.
No. And I feel like a lot of the times we just let Rocco sit back there forever. And they dropped a lot of passes, which was good, but still.
Yeah, I know, but this is it's heartbreaking is what it is, and I guess all we can do is look forward to a possible bowl game, and who knows? Depends on where we go. Maybe we'll go, maybe we won't.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't watched Iowa State all season that much, but I feel like that was one of Rocco's worst games just because, I mean, he got people open, but they were just dropping a lot of passes too.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just a bad game all around.
And they were all lining up to storm the field. Oh, that pissed me off so much.
I know, and the fact that we had a chance to, stop that. We had a chance to stop them from storming the field, which now I
That's what
get
I
it.
wanted. I just
That's
wanted.
our whole deal here at Storm the Field, but we didn't want to see it in that situation.
No, I was just thinking the whole time. I just wanted that to be Avery's like legacy drive, pretty much. Put the
And it
team on your
had to be.
back, get 8 points, tie the game, push it overtime. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. No, it's exactly how it was because he had to have just balled out in that last drive, and every throw was off target or it rushed, or he had all day long, but he couldn't find a good target. And
No, he gets out of the pocket and he just never finds anybody. Where I feel like a lot of quarterbacks get out of the pocket and they find somebody.
yeah, and
But
what's
I
to
think that's
hurt
on
if
their wide
you
receivers too.
oh yeah, absolutely, and they were playing really good coverage, Iowa State was, but in that situation, run up the field for 5 yards, get out of
Mm.
bounds. That's better than throwing four straight incompletions.
But yeah, I'd say it's some on our wide receivers. Because I don't know if you listened to Three Mall, but I'm pretty sure it was on Three Mall last week I heard where they were talking about the Cincinnati game, the Trey Spivey touchdown. And when Avery just got out of the pocket, he made a play and he got the pass to Trey Spivey. But he actually kept running after his route ended, which a lot of our wide receivers don't do.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it's just there's not much to look at and say we did a great thing tonight. Our defense did really good. And honestly, our secondary really wasn't that bad. But man, it was rough because it's not just the fact that the officiating was just infuriating literally all night long. It's the fact that we had an opportunity, every opportunity we could have asked for in this game, and we could not capitalize.
No.
They tried to give us this game, and we would not take it.
I mean, I feel like they lost it the most with Avery safety.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, when you're doing that, just throw it out of bounds over someone's head. Don't run backwards into the end zone.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you're what, 15,
Anything would
20
have been
yards
better than
behind the
just
line of
that, yeah.
scrimmage. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, mm, just frustrating is all you can say. And a disappointment. Disappointing end of the season. Congratulations, Iowa State. You fucking did it. That's all I can say. Oh, any final thoughts from you guys? I'm ready to wrap this up.
I got nothing right now.
Nope.
All right, check in. How's the BYU game going? Halftime over yet?
Yeah, it
It's
just
still
started.
halftime.
No, it's still halftime. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, I guess until next time, this has been the Farmageddon reaction from Storm the Field, Kansas State, presented by Tree City Sports, your source for local sports. Until next time, y'all take care now. Go Cats.